Now, within this check-in, okay, just understand I'm not being an ass, okay? I'm simply going to hold you to a higher standard. And I believe, and I think you know, that we can do better, okay? We can be better within our process, like you said, with the tracking our food, with the form clips, okay? We are not maximizing our progress right now. We've made progress, don't get me wrong, right, brother? But at the same time, we can make more progress. Morning, boys. Morning. Top of the morning. It's about 7:30. We have wrapped up check-ins for the day. Got my Instagram reels out. Productive morning. Feels good. But yeah, so that last clip, first off, like, subscribe, do all that fun YouTube stuff for me if you're here. But you're going to see, I want to touch on that clip that I had on the check-in from this morning, talking about how I wasn't coming off as a dick, right? And it's a fine balance as a coach. Like, you have to understand the client that you're working with and the mindset that they have, and you learn that as the weeks go on, right? And with this, like, with some specific clients, like, there's times to pat people on the back and tell them that they're doing a good job, if they are. But if they're slipping, and they're consistently slipping, if you slip once and you tell them, you're like, hey, you made this mistake, this is what we need to do, blah-de-blah, and they go in, and the next week, they crush that goal, and they freaking make up for it, they make up that mistake, they fix it, lovely, right? But 2-3 weeks go by, right, and they're consistently doing the same things. They're consistently falling off plan, not following the plan. That's when you kind of have to lay the hammer down as a coach, right? And again, like I said, I'm not coming off as a dick. I'm simply holding you to a high standard, because my coaching, I hold myself to a high standard. I want results as a coach, so I'm going to be the best coach possible. And for me to do that, my clients have to be held to a high standard, right? If you want to see results. So again, a high standard looks a lot different to different people, right? Some people just want to lose weight, right? A high standard for them is going to look a whole lot different than a high standard for myself. And I'm fully aware of that. But with this specific client, right, they're wanting to make a decent amount of progress, right? Like, they're wanting to develop their physique. They want to look sick next summer. So it's like, the work starts now, okay? Within your training, within your nutrition, those things need to be dialed in. And you need to do that consistently over a long period of time. So that was one of the morning check-ins. The other morning check-in, week number 33 with a client, and it's going to be a life-changing transformation, fat loss transformation, and I'm really proud. It was my first client, and it means a lot to see the development, not only within the body, but within the mind, just as importantly. And just the whole end goal is to teach him how to go about the whole physique development process, like tracking his food without a food scale, kind of eating with intuition. And yeah, it's going to be cool. I can't wait to post that one. That one means a lot to me. Again, all my clients, I care so much about their journeys. Again, I know I don't have many clients, but the ones that I have, I am so, I'm literally, I can picture myself in their day-to-day, right? I'm so invested within their journeys, and it's a great thing as a coach. Just finding something that you're passionate about. I can't emphasize that enough, especially if you're a younger guy, girl watching this. Just find something that you're passionate about, guys. And just chase it for when you can, when pressure's low. Don't wait. Don't come to the end with a what if. Go after it. If you fail, start that YouTube channel that you've been wanting to start with your buddies. Start the social media. If it fails, it fails. Who gives a rat's ass? No one. No one cares. If anything, if any decent person was following along that journey, they'd be like, hell yeah, at least he tried, because 99% of people won't even try. They'll take the back seat, and they'll just accept to live a life that they're not happy with when they wake up with no purpose, right? I want to wake up when I go to work, do my check-ins. I want to wake up buzzing, absolutely buzzing and can't wait to crack on with my day. And I'm going to do that, right? That is my end goal. I won't have it any other way. So can't emphasize that enough. Find something you like, find something you enjoy, find something that you actually have a true passion about, and go freaking chase it for as long as you can. If you fail, you fail, okay? But if you don't, then you're living life, right? You're having a great time. Now, I'm going to head inside, meal prep. I don't know if I'll eat meal one before I talk over the upper session, or if I'll talk over the upper session, then eat meal one. No changes to food since the last full day of eating. So honestly, probably won't take you through like a full day of eating. I'll show you a couple meals throughout the day. And then yeah, we'll just have some good rambles, a little day in the life. But yeah, we'll catch you when I catch you. I don't know if it'll be upper session walkthrough or meal one. All right, let's run through my upper session last Friday. Today is Monday. I got pushed today, but this is last Friday's session. Upper, it's a big one. I think there's like 19 total sets or something, but let's run through it. So first off, I did 2 sets of a cable ab crunch. I'm not going to show you that video. Simply bend and extend your spine with load. Keep your hips still and think about putting your butt on your heels and keeping them there, okay? Machine lateral raise. We went with 4 sets there. The reason I start with machine lateral raises is because my side delts are a weak point and they need brought up within my physique, okay? So 4 sets there. I'm thinking what I would cue is have a straight arm or a slight bend in that elbow and think about driving your fist out as far as possible and then up, okay? Don't just initiate by going up because that is going to lead to a whole lot of shrugging and getting that trap. Keep shoulders down, depressed, out, and then up, okay? And then on your way down, think about driving that fist into the ground. Have your arm slightly in front of your body and not lifted out directly to the side. Moving on, single arm cable lat row. Again, starting off with side delts and lats, okay, in this session, because that is my weak point. Those are my weak points in my physique, okay? Again, whatever your weak point is, whatever you're trying to bring up, you should be starting your sessions with, okay? And make sure that you're executing those movements properly, and then you look to add frequency and volume. That is how to bring up weak points 101. Now, single arm cable lat row. Love this setup on the cable. I'm thinking about keeping a neutral spine, chest stays lifted and up, and I'm literally just driving my elbow down to my hip, initiating by dropping the shoulder, okay? Because what you don't want is you don't want this. You don't want a ton of elbow flexion, right? Like you want your shoulder down. You want almost a parallel line at that bottom, okay? When it comes to your elbow to your fist. You don't want a ton of elbow flexion because that is when you're going to feel a whole lot of bicep within your lat movements, okay? Then we have a straight bar lat pull down, more in the frontal plane here. Again, I'm initiating the pull by dropping my shoulders. I'm keeping a neutral spine, sitting upright, maybe a slight lean back. And again, I'm keeping that bar in my line of view throughout the whole set. It is staying in front of me. I'm thinking about letting my shoulders come up, but not too far to the point where I'm taking tension off the lats. And then I'm driving straight down, not back to me. The more back to you pull, if you pull to you on a lat pull down, you're going to get more upper back, right? I'm trying to isolate my lats as much as possible. Now, obviously, you can't completely isolate your lats and upper back, so I am getting a little bit of upper back out of this, but by me pulling straight down, I'm getting mostly lats, okay? And I'm thinking about driving my elbows down to my hip pockets, okay? Moving on. Pec deck, yes. So pec deck, what you want to do is keep your shoulders glued onto that pad, back and down onto that pad, okay? Literally drive your bicep across your chest, across the midline of your chest. Think about touching your elbows rather than touching your hands together, okay? Then we went on to a T-bar row. Again, neutral spine, scapular pro, and retraction. Keep it simple with upper back. It's less thinking and more just getting aggressive and rowing the weight, okay? Again, chest stays onto the pad. Those last couple reps, do not be afraid for your chest to come off just a slight bit to fully retract your scapula, okay? Think about, like, literally scapular pro and retraction is simple is keeping a neutral spine, so keeping your spine upright, letting your shoulders roll forward into the stretch, take a micro pause, and retracting your shoulders back, elbows back, take a micro pause. Think that there's a pencil in between your shoulder blades and you're squeezing those together. Okay, sorry, I'm all over the place because my shoulder's freaking fried from holding this phone. But after that, we went on to a high incline Smith. So this is at 60 degrees. I think this is my back offset with 165. Yeah, so I'm cueing when I press the weight. I'm thinking about any chest movement. Think about elbows across your chest, okay? Think about driving your elbows across the midline of your body. That is the function of your chest, okay? But what I'm cueing is, like, I want, first setup, like, obviously, I have, like, my feet stable into the ground, glutes flexed against the bench, okay, onto the bench, and I have my hand grip to the point where at the bottom, my elbow down to my elbow up to my hand are in a straight line, not too far in, not too far out, right? That is going to be more shoulder. That is going to be a lot more tricep. You want stacked joints within your movements. And that goes for pretty much anything, like a leg extension, hamstring curl, anything like that. You want stacked joints. So stacked joints, straight line from elbow to fist when I'm at the bottom of that press, tapping my upper chest, controlling the change of direction. Do not dive bomb your presses and like just bounce it off your chest, because at that point you're getting less stimulus on the muscle. And remember, what drives muscle growth? Mechanical tension. What causes mechanical tension is your setup, execution, tempo, range of motion, proximity to failure, and load, okay? But load only if your form is standardized, okay? So make sure your quality is high. Obviously, there's times where you can let, not like form slip, but it can be a little more lenient on some movements. Example, like if you're doing a bent over barbell row. But for the most part, you want to be extremely accurate within your sets, okay? And then we moved on to the superset. This was the last part to this session. 2 sets each of here. We had a hammer curl. So I'm thinking neutral wrists, keeping my wrists neutral and keeping my shoulder still, bending and flexing at the elbow. Okay, it's that simple. That's how easy arm training, bicep training is moving at the elbow. Again, I'm not fully extending at the bottom, slight micro pause in the top, and then not fully extending at the bottom because I want to keep constant tension on the bicep and brachialis. And then we have the tricep extension, same thing, bend and extend your elbow. Biceps is bend and flex your elbow, it's elbow flexion. Triceps is elbow extension, okay? Hard contraction at the bottom, control the weight on the way up. Slight pause at the top, and then control that change of direction. Don't be bouncing it. Actually use your tricep to move the load. And yeah, bend and extend your elbow, get strong, keep your shoulder still. It's that simple. But the session was 4 sets of laterals, 2 sets of that single arm cable lateral, 2 sets of lat pull down, 2 sets of pec deck, 2 sets of the T-bar, and I also did Kelso shrugs after that. I failed on the T-bar, then ended with Kelso shrugs. 2 sets of high incline Smith, and then 2 sets of tricep extension and hammer curl, supersetted. So that is the upper session. Now you will get to see meal numero.
You know what that is? You want to know what it is? What?
Yeah, buddy. All right, little recap. Ate meal 1, digestion walk, finished the meal prep, took a dump, post meal 1 dump, if you wanted to know. Now, over here, improving the Google Sheets coaching service, adding a little client hub educational videos, just going over all things training, nutrition, recovery. It's like a Loom folder, share it, and then the educational short videos pop up that I am talking over and going over things. For example, like macro matching meals, how to go about log booking, micro loading, how to go about your sleep, your wake routine, etc. Just improving my services as a coach. If you're interested in coaching, tap in, link below, take the step, right? I believe I'm offering a high quality coaching. My sheets, the weekly check-ins, form clips, 24/7 access. Again, high quality service for a very cheap price. So if you are interested, if you want to take that step in developing your physique, your mind, improving your day-to-day life, try me out, take this step. I promise you, I will help you achieve the goal, okay? But I'm going to continue working on this, editing my Google Sheets, finishing this up, and then we are off to the pre-workout meal, get showered up, and go destroy a push day. Smell that? Smells like a spectacular pump is on the way. Pre-push. As the stimulant, got some Joe. No pre-workout today. Actually, some pump pre, but no caffeinated pre. We're going with the coffee as the fuel. But yeah, gonna eat this, and I will catch you post push day. We're gonna make it a good one. If you're working out today, train hard, train accurate. If you're resting today, rest hard. All right. No matter what you're doing, take care of yourself and have a great day. Yes, big dogs. Push day wrapped up. Tremendous session progressions across the board. Absolutely lovely. This will probably be the last clip of the video. Not going to keep it too long on you guys, but yeah, really good. Maybe I'll pop up some visuals. Look, I'm in the point in the gaining phase where the visuals, man, they're not going to get much better, right? They're not going to get pretty, obviously. Yeah, I would look better, a whole lot leaner, right? But it's needed to push up the body weight and push up this training performance, because in that pre-prep diet in about 12-ish weeks, it's gonna pay off, okay? And yeah, it's just part of the job, man. It's like a recycle sign. You got to get maybe a little fluffy in your first couple bulks to put on that muscle before you can like stay lean year round. You know what I mean? It's just part of the process. But yeah, push session wrapped up, really good one. I made a reel. I just want to touch on this to end off the video. I made a reel prior to this session, and I got not really emotional, but it probably come off as like angry, but and it might not do well. People might be like, cringy as shit, like, whatever, what are you talking about, dude? And the thing is, I'm going to post it anyways because I don't care. And that's the problem, right? The problem is a lot of people care too much about what other people think. In reality, guys, we're all going to die, right? Our day is going to come. God, I hope it doesn't come soon, right? For anyone. I don't wish that on anyone. But at the end of the day, it's going to happen, right? It's part of life. And if you're letting random people, people's thoughts dictate what you do, man, you're limiting yourself. And I say it a lot, but it's so true. And again, I'm going to post this video tonight, this reel, and it pretty much talks about how people are getting soft. Like kids my age are soft as shit mentally, okay? And if you have a work ethic and you're an animal, man, and you just keep grinding away, you will be successful. And don't listen to other people. Listen to you, okay? No one can tell you what to do. No one can tell you to go to college for 4 years and get that normal job and have no purpose in your life in 20 years' time. Okay? Now I'm getting psyched up. Post-workout again. But it's so real. Like, do you. You know what you want. You're the only one. You'll find your small circle. Your circle is going to be smaller than you think. It's a sad truth. You'll find the people that support you along the way and just work your ass off every day. And just know, like, you're probably going to be in a waiting stage where 2-3 months go by, you're busting your ass every day. You're not seeing anything. Literally nothing. And then one day it clicks, okay? And that is why so many people nowadays are pussies, because when they're in that waiting stage, right, and they do the work for 2 weeks and they don't see any results, right? You're posting on social media, you don't get any views, you don't get any likes. For 2 weeks, they quit. Throw in the towel. And that is where you can take the advantage, all right? I'm going to leave you guys there, all right? Have a wonderful day. Fit signing off. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Comment, share, subscribe, whatever. Coaching link below. Peace. Catch you next time.